Hello everyone, my name is Stacy Stube. This is the first one of these videos that I've ever done before. It's commenting on the recent speech given by Barack Obama about the ASEAN Leadership Initiative, where they're looking to empower the Asian community through its young leaders. And I think it's a really exciting thing to be happening to bridge obviously the US and Asia, in particular, something that I'm doing now, really relates to what it is he's talking about, because we need to empower the younger generation to be able to see that they have the ability for change within their communities. And some of them are really just lacking that connection or that support, a way of thinking that can be cultivated. I set up a nonprofit organization in Indonesia called AVEH, the Art Village Education Hub. And now, having come back to the US and working on a second master's in nonprofit management and social entrepreneurship, I'm now seeing what it is that I can bring to the Indonesian community for the girls in particular that we work with. We've set up a school for 25 girls, starting with English lessons, but then transitioning into more progression through education, and then through shifting that education into seeing how they can be empowering their own communities. Now, going back, when I've looked into what it is I'm doing and how I'm doing it and why is it relevant, I had to look at my own background by seeing that, I was born in a remote island in Indonesia. I grew up in the inner city of Baltimore. I did spend some time in Indonesia during the Asian financial crisis. Was able to get educated, move to London, get all these great experiences, then come back to Indonesia and see, these girls with limited opportunity, much like myself before moving to the US and gaining this education. But the most important lesson of all that I've gained, and it's something that is innate in the American society. We came over, a long time ago to the US for freedom for the pursuit of a dream. And what I see is the defining line between, what differentiates me from these girls in the village is that I know that I can work my way out of poverty. Even if I have absolutely nothing and I just have this strong will and this vision to take it forward, I've been taught from my upbringing, from a little girl growing up in the inner city of Baltimore, that this does not define who I am. These circumstances are only just shaping who I can become. And I was able to, study on a business program at the University of Baltimore. I was able to go to London, get on a scholarship from London Business School in a very competitive program. I went to one of the best fashion schools, but had I not had that self-belief that was instilled, I wouldn't have even tried. And then moved to Indonesia, to a third world country with only 2 suitcases, with a vision to make the world a better place through my own industry, which is in the fashion industry. I wouldn't have made it. The one driver, the one divider of success and failure is that I just never gave up. There have been so many times I wanted to give up, but this is what's beautiful about, the United States. And I know around the world, everyone has their own opinions, but the beauty and what our country and our society has been founded on is this belief in a better world through our own ability to create it. And I'm really passionate about talking about this because coming back to the US and visiting, I see that this is a part of who I am. It's a part of our culture. It's why we've become this big giant as a country. There are things that we can change about the way we do things, and hopefully I can be a part of that within the fashion industry. But, there is a solid principle there, and I hope and I wish and I am actioning this project in that, bringing that concept of the American dream to the small village in Indonesia, to know that a small girl from the middle of nowhere can be more than what her family title says she is. And, and nothing can hold her back more than her own her own view of herself. And the AVEH project is a project that empowers women and girls in Indonesia to know that they can change their circumstances. And by changing their own circumstances, they're eventually changing their own village that translates into the greater scheme of this world. So let's start today, and I'm thankful to see that the US is connecting with Asia and we're supporting each other in these initiatives, and I, as one person, doing my own bit and just trying to see what I can do as a social entrepreneur, am willing to stand up and to talk about these issues, because by seeing more examples of young people making changes, it has to, and it inspires me to see others doing the same. So let's make this American dream relevant. Take away the American part of it. Just put in the dream. Let's make a dream relevant for anyone, for girls in the middle of nowhere to girls in the inner city of Baltimore. We all have potential, and I'm glad to see that, there are success stories out there. Thanks for listening.